Is there still a drought in Los Angeles? And will the sky really fall?
I'm Adele.
And I'm Annadelle,
And we love the Dodgers.
And what a week we've had.
We have.
Ups and downs, still love them no matter what.
Well, we did play what we feel like, in our opinion, was a really important game this week, the most important of the season so far.
It felt that way because we went into St. Louis.
Right. The Bugaboo team.
The Bugaboo team, and Frias was on the mound.
Right.
It was raining. There was a 2-hour rain
We had
delay.
fallen into second place behind the Giants. Back up again, but,
Well,
that day felt bad.
but
It
what
could've been
happened
bad.
was, it was important because we had been having such a drought with our bats, and we were losing games, and Frias had such a bad outing. All of a sudden, he had such an amazing outing, and our batters came alive.
They did.
And even though we won that game on a big swing by Grandal, what was important was the at-bats. Adrian Gonzalez tired him out.
Wore him out.
A.J. Ellis tired him out. Turner tired him out. And that is how we're going to win games. It's not that big swing home run thing
Right.
that's not really benefiting
And
us.
by the time Grandal hit the home run, which helped us win, there were guys on base. So it made a huge
that's
difference.
why it was important.
Right.
And so here we sit.
So here we go.
In a great fight with some teams. It's
Right.
a very close race. But I feel like that was a turning point for us.
It was.
The sky didn't fall, did it?
Nope,
We're
still
standing here doing our show. But
there.
it does feel like, when we're watching games and doing the Twitter thing, that when we lose, it's a disaster.
I know. Come on, guys. It is impossible to win every single game.
It's a long season, 162 games.
Well, I don't want to say impossible because we did find out there was one undefeated team that we saw in the history of baseball, and it was the Cincinnati Red Stockings.
Way
That
back
was
then.
Way back in 1869. They went 67-0.
67-0.
Yes.
67-0.
Can you even imagine 67 undefeated games? I mean, if somebody just got an error or an errant pitch, you would think they would lose a game.
That's incredible. I would like to see someone win 60. If someone could win 67 in a row now,
They actually went 81-0 by the time it was over. 81 games. That's a half of a season now. 81. It's inconceivable.
it is inconceivable.
Inconceivable. But that was a long time ago, and we now play 162 games, and nobody has ever won 162 games.
No, they haven't. Who won the most, though?
Well, two teams had the most wins. The Cubs in 1906 had 116 wins.
Wow.
And the Seattle Mariners had 116 wins in 2001. Neither of those teams won the World Series, by the way. Seattle didn't even get into the World Series. They lost in the ACLS.
Right, so we don't have to win every game.
That's
in
right.
In fact, if we win 60% of our games, which is, 60% is probably more likely.
That's right, and that's 97 wins.
Well, that's a good season.
97 wins will probably win you a division.
So that means we would have 65 losses, right?
65 losses.
So 65 losses. We got to get used to losing.
Yeah. I mean, every time we lose, we can't want to fire the manager.
Right. Every time we lose, we can't want to get rid of a pitcher. Every time we lose, we can't say off with all of their heads.
Right. We can't get mad because Mattingly has to rest somebody, so maybe we'll lose a game. Or a pitcher has to take it for the team
Right.
when he's having a bad outing.
Right.
We're going to lose.
We are going to lose. It's a marathon.
It's
not
a marathon.
a sprint.
So 70%. Come on. I'm sorry, 60%. 70% is 113 games.
Let's stick with 60%.
Yeah.
Because I'll be happy with that. In fact, I'd be happy with less than 60%. Wild card teams. Look at.
Right.
They've been winning World Series, so let's not panic.
That's
It's
right.
not a disaster.
Chill.
Let's go, Dodgers!
Well, it's time for Who's Hot?
And who's Hottie?
My hot this week? It's Carlos Frias.
Oh.
He's hot because he came off one of the worst games with boos
Right.
that I haven't heard in a long time at the stadium and just blew everybody away.
In St. Louis.
In St. Louis.
Right.
He's my hot.
Well, my hot is also a pitcher, and it's Mike Bolsinger. And he suffered a loss or no decision, but he won 3 straight, and he's been so important to our starting rotation. A real surprise, my hot.
My hottie this week? Yasmani Grandal. He just gets better looking every week.
Yeah.
I love this. What does he do?
The archer.
Yes, the bat and the Game of Thrones.
Well, my hottie this week is Kike Hernandez. And they're taking a lot of pictures of him now because he's got the rally banana going.
Yeah,
It's a little odd, but he is a little hottie.
That's hot.
That's hot and hottie.
Kike's banana and Grandal's bat.
Picture framing.
Picture framing. Are we framed right? Am I in frame?
Am I in frame?
No, am I in frame?
Are we in frame?
We are. We have to be in frame.
I'm Adele.
I'm Adele. See you
See you next week.